Now, I said $5 million to start because it's simple and easy to manipulate the numbers and easy for you guys to wrap your head around. But you can start out with 15 to 20 with the cooperative seller and all these things. But that requires sometimes a little bit more down payment, which means I have to get you a little more side funding. So if you're just starting with me, you got to give me a little bit of time to get you like the $500,000. Not much, depends on the file. Everyone's different, but I can have everybody $1 million. Worst case in a year if you're shitbag and have to do credit repair and all that stuff. Sorry, I cuss. But if you're normal, decent, I can have that money quick and easy. You start at $20 million. So the point is, you start at $5 million. Now, the second thing I want to bring up is that when you're getting into all these core businesses, you're going to start out with your main, if you're just like a non-business minded person, you're going to start out with your main skills and set up your own profession of being self-employed. If you're a girl and you don't know much about money and these things, that you do things that you like, you can set up a hairdressing salon, house cleaning, transition to house cleaning, have your girls do that into commercial cleaning. That's cleaning all night, and then you have girls that clean all day. That's a 24-hour business. All your businesses should be 24 hours. That's the way you set it up. That's how our trucking is. We have a 12-hour driver, one drive, and then another driver drives the other 12 hours. It's teams on trucking. All my businesses, everything's 24 hours. That's how you do all your businesses. So that's how you're going to set up your own. So you want to get into making wealth and creating money. You start your own professions, you get those businesses going. Then when I'm getting you funding, you have some money you want to put in the trucking, you want to put in the retail, you want to put in the medical on top of what you have, because you have to do your own businesses and have your own cash flow. When I get you funding, at least half of it's going into your own stuff that you have total control over. That is for the reason of it gets your mindset right, gets the way cash flow runs, and gets the way you think going. So then we can build on all that. Because if you don't do that, and you're just constantly giving money to everybody and what they say, you're setting yourself up for failure, because one, you don't know if they're lying or telling the truth, and two, you don't have the mindset to go look for what needs to be done to control your money and control the risk. Risk makes a lot of money if you know what you're getting into and you're smart, but risk of believing everybody and they have nothing to back it up, and looking at the whole picture and what they know and the knowledge they have and the things they've done in the past and what the proof they have and how accessible they are and things like that, and judging the person, that isn't risk. That's called being smart. So that's why you set your own businesses up with the money. You get funded, at least part of it, half of it, then part of it in what I can get you into, which you still are owner of it. And then as more funding comes along, we get you more and more money into other things that are more autopilot and less of your own, because you got everything working and all your angles are covered for risk. As far as risk goes, you're going to have like your foundation, your medium-term risk, and then your high risk. That's how you can build all your money. Same with your income on your business. All your businesses have to be set up the same exact way. All the businesses you do have to have short-term money, retail money coming in, medium-term money, maybe takes a month to get, and longer-term money, maybe takes the 6 months plan. That's your big, super big deals for like every type of business you own. That's how you set up that, and that's how you do your wealth building, those levels. So you run your life straight, keep your mind focused, get rid of all the toxic people that aren't going anywhere, even if they aren't promoting you and they're just not on the same page. Put your mind on this, focus on this, streamline your day, be a tyrant of yourself and your self-discipline, get all these things going, work it like clockwork. You wake up one day, you got millions in the bank, easy, and you're working on $1 billion. Simple. All right, so the whole point of this, why even going on this extra bit of information, is this is the point I'm trying to make. I said $5 million to start out with, then I said, okay, it could be 15 to 20 million, and then I said, well, if you don't own a business, you don't know anything about business, you got to get your own skills and your own profession and everything. Now, the reason I tell you all this stuff, and I said that all your businesses that you set up, if you have no clue what to do, whatever you do, your professions, your skill, whatever you're used to liking or have some similar interest in, you start those, and then we create and get you into the other businesses that you are basically part owner in and all that and build on that. Now, as I said, you have to have the 3 levels of income. Now, the reason for all this stuff, why I'm even saying all this stuff, is because, get this, like I mentioned earlier, but I didn't really pull it all together. I said the $5 million deal, the $15 million deal, the $20 million, the $100 million deal, they're all the exact same thing. Whether you have money or no money is the same thing, okay? Because, I mean, look at Donald Trump's, just simple example. I mean, like the Commodore Hotel, his first property he did. He didn't have any money. He had a limousine he drove around in, lived in an apartment. He had basically, this is before he had money. You know, he didn't have shit. He pulled it all together. All real estate deals are done and on the same principle. Even if you have $100 million, you're going to structure the deal as if you didn't have any money. If you have money, you don't go in and throw down as much money as you can on down payments. Grant Cardone supposedly has money. He doesn't even do down payments. He gets everybody else's money. The point I'm making, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just saying, realistically, from, you know what's really funny, which I really found out, is that being poor, when I was poor, I had problems, you know. I hated it. I'm going to do a whole nother video on that. And when I was rich, well, when I showed off being rich, put it that way. I'm still rich. Don't get me wrong. I'm very rich. But I'm saying when I went to the extreme lavish, you know, houses, cars, and all this shit, you know, you got to have your jet and the helicopters and everything, all your crap. When I did it that way for like, you know, 5 or 7 years, whatever, I did it for 10 years, but I really did it the last 5 years. This is about 10 years back. It's the same amount of stress. Being poor and being rich, it's the exact same, because you got different level of problems, and believe me, it attracts a lot of fucking attention, a lot of problems, and you get targeted. Poor and rich is the same thing. So exactly the same thing. Poor and rich is the same. But how do you apply that to your life? The fact is, right now, you're sitting on $1 billion plus. It's the exact same thing. You can do the same structuring, the same manipulation, especially because you got me, and I got plenty of assets, and I don't need any more, because I'm trying to get you guys into this, because once you get a point, it's a lot, and there's a point where you're going to be extravagant, and everybody's going to see, and everybody's going to point the finger and want to do interviews and do publicity and fame. See, some people don't really want fame and have all the attention and all that crap, because it's just too much shit. I've already had that, and I know what it's like, and I don't want any more of it. But everybody else on the internet, they're selling everything for fame, and that's all they give a shit about is fame, 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 fame. Press the button, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Come view my channel. Fame, fame, fame. Look at me, look at my cars, look at all my bullshit, because that's what they want, fame. They should be selling you $2,000 on how to get famous, because nobody gives a shit about getting famous, because everybody wants money. And you're going to those people to get money when they are just selling you how to get fame. Now, if you want to do that, maybe grow up and get into a movie or something like that, but that's not money. That's fame. You're doing marketing and stuff. So if you want to get money, you have the money, you have the skills, you have the brain. It's about applying it, the structure, get your life set up on the same system, and sequentially doing all these things. Your foundation, the system, your 3 levels of income, your 3 levels of risk, spreading out, creating wealth. Being poor is the same as being rich. You have the same abilities, you have the same access, because you got me. On any commercial deal, I can close $1 billion deals. I've closed $1 billion deals. If you do the framework and the foundation, and you get into $5 to $15 million, or whatever size you want to get into, it's the exact same thing. And even like when I go to talk to people, or even other rich people, when they go to talk to people on other big deals, or even when I was a DNA analyst, and you go to the other same people, the exact same rich, the same level of you, or the same degrees and the same intricacies of like all the peer-reviewed stuff, and it's all the same. You're not really into, nobody's comparing notes. It's like you're having a normal conversation. You know, You could be talking about all kinds of detailed stuff that doesn't blow a normal person's mind, but everybody's on the same page because you're all on the same page. But because you're on the same page, it doesn't matter if you're super rich or super poor. It matters with your skills, your ability, and the strategy and your system and the way you have the capacity to pull things together. It's really the connection. People get the connections wrong. It's the connections that help you do it. The connections as in that help you. But everybody gets that connection thing wrong. They think, oh, to be rich, you got to go meet and hang out with all these rich people. No, you have to just be like a doctor. A doctor goes to school, learns all this shit, and then he forgets it. He can't remember it all. But when he has a problem, he knows where the hell to go. So if you're on stage 5 cancer or whatever, you're going to die tomorrow, technically. Well, we'll just say the heart problem, because we know that cancer's fake and that's all bullshit and it's been saved. So we'll go with the heart scenario. The doctor knows, well, I'm going to go back to this medical journal because I remember this study in the medical journal, and it tells me to do a stent and expand this and expand that and go to this artery and go to this vein and how to do this, and this is a procedure and how to do it. He reads it all, says it, comes back to the room and says, okay, yeah, I can do the surgery. We'll schedule it tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. You might die, but don't sue me. I'll make sure you live because I want to get more clients. That's what it says. That doctor forgot everything. He has the ability to get the connection because you previously connected it and you know where to go get it. That's how you get rich, not because you hang out with a bunch of rich dudes that somehow it's going to strategically wear off on you like some kind of magic potion. There's no magic. Look at Rockefeller and all these other super rich people in the past. Rockefeller was poor, and it's a skill. He learned how to put the connections together. He learned how the trade worked, because his first job was, well, I'm going to go over all that stuff later, but it's not about if you got the money now or you don't have the money. It's about making it work right now. So, see what I'm saying? You could have $1 billion by the end of the year. If you want that, that's your goal. It's about, if you have the discipline and the mind to put your shit to work like that, systematically, and do it your day like that, 15 hours, 18 hours a day, big deal. Working's great. I love the work. You should love the work. You like what you find, what you do, especially if you got your own professions going. That's where your money's coming in at, for what you like, your skills, and then you put it on these other things to create wealth. That's the first foundation. Then we go to the second level, like 20 million up real estate and other levels, and then you got a third level of like the super higher riskier stuff that makes super big bank, and all these corporations. If you want to take them all public, you got $1 billion plus on each corporation. That's over $6 billion, and that's just baby little foundation corporations. That's not counting like, which you all get into, like the new stuff, like you want to put your big risk in stuff. It's not a big risk, but you're like augmented reality, artificial intelligence, robotics, systemization, automation, synchronization, all that shit. After these 3 levels are done, starting up, which I will show you how to do, starting up companies on those, taking those public on top of the billions you already have, and you have the money to hire the right people and create basically small monopolies on every single level, you've passed $1 billion like, multiple times. That's how the system works. So, but nothing works if a mind is sitting around being on this level. That's why I said you got to get rid of all the people that are neutral in your life, or putting your mind in neutral, because they're low energy, low frequency, and it's all adding up to where your energy's at. If your energy is the right energy and it's like radiating into all these aspects the way it is supposed to, the energy you have will drive all the rest of it. And then the whole system becomes its own energy and drives even more. That's why it's also key you hire the right people. And everybody on your team's got to be on the same level, same energy, going the same direction. And that's why in a bank or any institution, if they're smart, if you have one employee with one bad attitude, you fire his ass in a second, right there in the middle of a conference room, anywhere. Because one bad attitude will spread like a disease. The same with poverty, and same with loserness, same with negativity, and same with that low energy or low frequency. Low energy is like the worst, because they call you. I could tell it when they call me on the phone. It's like, I'm calling about your program. I already tell right there I'm hanging up on them, because no matter what I say to this loser, he's already low energy. Well, I heard about your ad. I'm calling about your ad. You could tell them a million things. It doesn't matter. You get them off the phone. Low frequency is just, they got energy, but they're just negative, and they can bring you backwards 100 times. They're the ones that get in your life and jack it up because, well, they're negative. But the narcissist gets in your life, and they're the ones that suck all your energy out. And all the energy you got that's going in all this shit that you're supposed to do to help everybody else, all that other stuff, how it all falls together, how you do all the stuff you want to do, and you help everybody else, and you're going to do this and this, and you keep building and building. That person is right behind your back, stabbing you, sucking all the energy out of you, bringing up all the negative shit, bringing up all the times you failed, bringing up all the stuff bad. And they want to keep you in neutral, or they don't do shit, and they just stare at you and look at you and suck you dry because they can't make it and have excuses, and they're sitting there failing at their whole life because they're so busy worrying about emotions and stupid shit that don't matter. So, and they're talking about people. So you can't worry about spending about time talking about people. You can't spend time about your emotions. You can't spend time about doing all this loser failure stuff. Focus the energy on all these core businesses, the next level of businesses, and then the third level, your higher risk businesses. The 3 levels. You do all 3 of those, you'd pass billionaire so many times it's retarded. Because your core businesses you can duplicate to other cities. And you got the next one, you know, you're higher up, your apartments and your hotels, that's other cities. You're already at $1 billion. And then you're talking about the trendy, hot, super stuff like robotics, drones, virtual reality, artificial intelligence. Get the businesses on that. The money, that's easy. Controlling your brain, controlling your day, controlling how you do your own systems, controlling who's in your life, controlling how your mind is spent for that hour doing each one of those things. That's where you're going to be rich or poor. You do that every day. You control yourself 100%. Like, well, Rockefeller, they said he was a tyrant over his self-discipline. Up every morning, clean shaven, all that stuff. Worked all day long. Boom. His, well, when he was young, his dad was a loser. Everybody knows this. Snake oil salesman, and they had him go work when he was young, do all these things. And then he dropped out of high school, and everybody in high school never even remembered him because he's just like nobody. And he had to actually put in effort and concentrate to even do good in school. So he dropped out because it was just too much boring. He didn't like it. So he went to a little trade school and learned how to do accounting type books and stuff. Got on. Well, from there, when he was young, he was about high school age, it was like 6 months where he just walked the streets and went to like all these brokerages. It was really kind of a brokerage. They did grain, wood, and that kind of transaction stuff. And he was young and nobody wanted to hire him. So he'd visit like some of the offices, places like 3 times a day. And he would do this from early morning to late in the day. He did it for like, well, it was like a month and a half, I think. It wasn't very long. But he got hired on the September 25th. And from then on, he called it job day because it was the biggest key turning point in his life. Now, that's where you put the system in. He put the system in the work ethic and doing all these things. And then you get into the right industries. Boom, you got in the right industries, which I'm showing you to get into all these things and put them on autopilot and run. It's the same foundation, and the whole thing works like that. But it won't happen if you don't have control of your mind and your own mental discipline. So, I didn't even know he'd done all this stuff until I actually read about it and everything, and that's just what brought it up. And I was like, oh, damn, that's funny. I do all these things. But all super rich people have the same things in common, and people that have done it and succeeded have the same things in common. But I don't know what point. I mean, he built his company, did all this stuff, always constantly going in, and I don't know what point he got completely evil. I mean, maybe it's before he got into the pharmaceutical stuff, but his mom was very disciplined about religion and all this stuff, and that helped him drive it. But you're getting the same foundation, and he's actually technically the richest man in history. Well, not counting Solomon, but King Solomon was the richest man ever lived. But Rockefell's probably the richest man in history, so it doesn't matter. Everything's the same. What I'm getting at is the same. It's the same way. There's a pattern. I mean, even when I was a kid, my parents were just average, regular dudes. My family income and all that kind of stuff. My best friend's dad was just graduated. He was a geologist, and he knew there was money in oil. He had never got in it. And when I was kids, they lived in just a regular average house. But what I noticed is, like, everything in their house was like, and everything they did was like systematic and clean and organized, and so like just like military organized. It's just like, and the day, I mean, it wasn't like his dad wasn't like my dad, like military, like mean and like argumentative. But his dad was the opposite. His dad was like helping him with his homework, like promoting him every single angle of his life, and like the house was like detailed, organized, like so it looked super rich when it was just like average Joe regular house. It's crazy. But it just, you walk in it and it's like, there's not even that much money.
An eggshell is yang, the egg inside.
But it's the systematic discipline of the mind and the body and the way it translates into your life, and the way the house is laid out, the way the bed's made, the way the towels are pulled, the way the clothes are done, the way everything in that life was boom, 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 like right on. You could, as a kid, you knew, damn, something's different about your dad than my dad. I mean, of course, my dad's great in a way, and
yin is the inside space.
In his own right. I mean, he's not good in others, I'm going to tell you that. But
yang is the cup.
That's the foundation. So,
is yang, and it's blackness.
My dad stayed average, didn't make much money.
Berserk sometimes.
And his dad got super rich, got into all these other things, and did other things. It's the way everything's laid out. It's the way you manage yourself, your time, and your mind, and the way you're organized and efficient, and you got to eliminate all this negativity. You got to eliminate the people. You got to eliminate
when it goes over the waterfall. It's
the way your mind. You can't think about people. You can't think about the emotions. It's just the energy for your projects and your life and everything that has high energy.
Taoism teaches that there is a power.
That's what you keep it in. It's not the connections really of all these rich people that hang around. And it doesn't have to be that. Cause, I mean, you can learn from these things, but it's really where you put in your mind and the energies you're doing. When you have a problem, you go to your source, bring the source, or get the knowledge like the doctor and bring it in. Doctors don't go, they're not hanging out with people all day long like just, I gotta go get some magic from other people. No, doctors are smart and they know what they're doing. They get their shit together. They're building their own stuff. Of course, you get the right other people with the same energy on their energies and what they're doing, and you can connect and combine and do things together like that. But the key is yourself and getting your own foundation, your own shit together, and not relying on other people and relying on hanging on other people and hanging out with rich people and dudes, and not like these groupies that like just hang out with like internet marketers, all that stuff. That's not where you get the money. The money is you're doing your foundation, your framework, and you're building your empire, and boom, 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 boom. And the people you let in your life are only the same similar key people, and all these pieces falling into place. That is how you build your life, and that's how you build super wealth. So the whole takeaway from this thing is that getting your first commercial property may seem like such a big task and everything, and it's so hard, but everything is the same. Being poor and being rich is the same. It is how you go about making it happen. Like the doctor. He spent the time, he did all the stuff. That's you doing your key businesses and things like that. And then you go to me as a doctor would go to the book to grab that certain piece that you need to fill in the puzzle. Boom. You got all the skills, you got everything you need. You just got to run your day, manage yourself, manage your emotions, and get your shit together on what it is. So if you're just like spend an hour a day on the commercial, hour on other stuff, I'm saying hour on commercial because it is harder and it may take a little longer. So you're not going to get bogged down and just discouraged and just throw it away and waste like 2 days or 3 days or all these days and go broke. Just like if you're doing funding and all these stuff, most funders or people that want to be funders or want to copy me or do all these other things, they say, oh, we're going to do funding for commercial real estate. And they bring all these giant deals and they send me like 50 deals and these brokers do all this shit and they think they're rich. And that's the fastest way to go broke because they spend all their time on that and they think they're going rich. And that's why they see all these big numbers. But the bigger the numbers, the most likely it is going to fail because almost every new broker, they don't have a clue about what makes a deal and what doesn't make a deal. They just see the big numbers. So they're spending weeks, hours, months, 6 months on these deals that I could have told them they would have failed in 1 minute. But that takes a long time to know what fails and what doesn't. So my point is, you get your hour on commercial real estate. You force that hour into like all you can get out of it. Then you go to the next thing and the next thing. By doing that, you're not going to go broke on one little area or get discouraged. Yeah, commercial real estate. Oh, somebody's hanging up on me. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I hear this all day long. I can't do it. I can't do it. But out of the group of people I have, the people with the lowest money come up with the most fucking excuses. And that's why. That's why I say credit repairs $1,000 because I don't want the losers that can't even scrounge up $1,000 come out, after 45 days, 60 days later, and it's time to buy one trade line or two trade lines or whatever I need. Not even that many. I mean, you don't need that much. They come up with a million excuses. It's the pattern. It's the management of your mind and control of your emotions, control of your time, and control of your energy, and the energies that you allow around you. You cannot allow yourself to be around low energy, low frequency, loser people because even though you don't notice it, it puts you in neutral when you're not creating, you're not building, you're not closing deals, you're not making shit happen. So, like the brokers, they're bringing all these big deals. They think they're making money, and before you know it, they go broke. And if you jump in commercial real estate and you spend all your hours on it and not even do it the right way, you're going to go broke, and you're going to find a million excuses. You find a million solutions to any given space going, but like majority, 80, 90% action. Then after the end of the day, you're like, shit, I got a lot done. Man, I got all this shit going, you got this going, blah, blah, blah. Well, later on in life, you're going to be like tired of all the money. You'll be like helping everybody else like me. And you're going to be sitting back, damn, I got that fucker a lot of money this day. Man, shit, I didn't realize I was that good. And then he's like, yeah, I got that guy a ton of money, man. I forgot I was that good. You're going to be helping other people make tons of money, and you'll be like, wow, that's pretty impressive. Because you'll get past what all these things, right? In the beginning, you want to get all these things because you may not never had it, and everybody needs to get it, and then get all the showing off your system and then doing all the other things. But the older, mature mind usually is past that, and you want to do other things for better reasons. So you have the power, the knowledge, and the skills, and all you have to do is pull out a key connection for a piece of the puzzle at any little point. The only thing you're missing now is just doing your day, doing the system, set up your businesses, and then get into other businesses that help you with it. You go on autopilot, the commercial real estate, and then we go to the next level. You learn your system, you train your day, you train your mind, get your self-discipline down. Self-discipline goes all the way to like what you eat. Are you working out? Are you getting up early? Are you getting your shit done? Are you keeping all the losers out of your life? Are you eliminating all that negativity? Are you not staying around the negative energy? Are you maintaining your pattern of your day? Are you working on your businesses all the time with the retail money coming in, the middle term money coming in, and the long term money coming in, and not focusing on the long term only and going broke? You manage all those things. You keep them all in balance constantly. No matter how rich you get, you stay low-key, 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 under the radar, not prideful, not showing off. You don't really need fancy cars and all that other shit. You can. I mean, I went through all that stuff bad. If I would have went back, I'd have really eliminated that too. But the wealth, really, all this energy is just a transition of your energy into the material world coming back around. If you do that, there is no way you're not making billions of dollars. And I'm not talking millions, I'm talking billions. Billions, 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 billions. I mean, one simple, basic, publicly traded company. One basic, simple, public company is $1 billion. Commercial real estate, you've been in a couple years, 3 years, I'd say 4 maybe. I don't know. You're at $1 billion easy. But if you have all the core businesses set up the same systematic way, you're in the billions. Anyways, there you go. That's it. That's how you get your first commercial real estate. You just got to work at it, manage yourself, manage your mind, know where to go, which is right here. I'll help you. You do your part. Get them committed. Get me on the phone. We'll close it. Whatever we got to do. And we'll keep going to the next thing. And that's you not paying me a penny. And we keep closing and closing. Because all things are based on, well, it's all karma. Comes around, goes around. You sow what you reap. It's good that people have money to pay all these things, but it's even better when everybody has just more money to get more things and build things and create. And it's win-win, where you get what you need versus paying and 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 paying. And you're paying all these internet motherfuckers to learn this, paying them to learn that, paying them to learn this, paying them to learn that. But you're not learning shit, and they're not ever getting in real estate. I mean, I got tons of people pay to go see all these idiots, and what did they learn? Nothing. How'd they help them? Well, they didn't really help them. Maybe some, maybe I can't say everybody, but I'm just saying that's how it is in general. Generally speaking, is you got to take your money that you would have paid those guys, and you just sit there and say, well, that amount of money would have took me this amount of hours to work and earn it. You just double down, triple down on your shit and get your shit going. That's where your money goes, right there. Okay, now, I guess this will be the wrap up of the part 2, because the first one, I left this stuff out. So, there you go. Hook it up. If you need credit repair, we'll get that straightened out. If you don't need it, we'll go straight to funding, work on getting into the trucking, getting things going. You want help finding the right trucks. You want help getting into the medical. You want help with the retail and all these next level stuff. I'm right here. Give me a call. 312-473-4163. All right. You got your jobs to do. Just get shit going.